All right. Hi, I'm John Politte, and welcome to It's Only Food. I am the executive chef and dining director at Edgewood Senior Living in Blaine, and I decided to do a cooking show to teach people how to cook, people that wanted to learn how to cook better, or just to kind of hone up your skills that you've got. And also it's fun. I like to cook, so I want to teach others how to do it too. The point of this show, though, is to teach people how to cook and to let them know that it's only food and there's no real reason to panic or get all freaked out about things, because cooking is simple once you just figure out how to do it. And that's where I come in. So I'm going to make the food is going to be the star of the show. I just happen to be the guy putting it together. My name is John Politte. It's Only Food, and we're here at Edgewood Senior Living in Blaine. They're allowing me to use the kitchen, so let's get to it. I got some fresh vegetables here: zucchini, peppers, onions, mushrooms, and carrots. The vegetables, saute those up in a pan, and we're going to do some couscous, which is a grain we're going to talk a little bit more about. So we'll get done with that, and we'll start sauteing up some stuff. So we'll set the cameras up and we'll redo it. We have carrots. All right, hold on. Before we start anything, there's something everybody needs to know. What is the first thing you do before you come into a kitchen and start cooking? Especially when you've got raw ingredients. You wash your hands. Yes, you wash your hands, and you keep a sanitizer bucket with your bleach water or your sanitizing agent. Well, I happen to have one right here, off camera. But I have washed my hands, and now I have got a sanitized towel that is ready to clean up any kind of cross-contamination that we might be doing in the kitchen. So let's start over. I have also washed all the vegetables that I've got. I've got a red and yellow zucchini. I have carrots. I have tomatoes. I have some sliced mushrooms. I have some green onions. We're going to use those more for garnish than anything else. I've got a green pepper, and I've got some Parmesan cheese that we're going to use to top off the dish after it's been cooked. Then I got my salt and pepper, a little bit of fresh garlic that I've crushed up, and some Italian seasonings, and then a secret we'll show you later. I've got my chicken base too that I'm going to use for the water that we cook our couscous in. Couscous is a grain that is from kind of the Middle East, Mediterranean area, that is pretty dominant over in that area of the world. So I got my bowl. I'm going to put everything in the bowl after I get done prepping it up. And then we're going to mix it all up with the seasonings. And then we're going to cook it off over there on the grill in a saute pan. Now I have washed all the I have washed all the vegetables off, like I said. You want to make sure you wash all your utensils too, because if you got a dirty knife, you're going to cut right into the flesh of whatever you're making, and you're going to contaminate it with whatever toxic or microbial agents you've got on your knife. Bacteria are pretty much everywhere. We have good ones, we have bad ones. Just going to mix these all up in here. Got my carrots, we're going to throw those in there too. Right into there, into the bowl. Now we're sitting, we'll get a mixture of nice colors. I'm going to throw half the green onions in. I'm going to take a green pepper. I cut it a little bit different. You got different ways to do it. Remember, the food is the star of this show. I'm not. Please don't think I'm the star of this show. I'm trying to make the food the star of this show, and hopefully I'm doing a good job of it. So here's the green pepper. And I'm just going to, it's called a julienne. Just going to throw half of that in there and save the other half. Now what I forgot to tell you too is when you've got when you're going to make anything, and you've got all your ingredients all on a platter like this, like I've got, you got your chicken breast and everything. That's called your mise en place. That's a French term that they throw around in culinary school and also in restaurants. But it's also one of the most important things you can do while you're in a kitchen besides washing your hands, is to have all your ingredients at your ready to go, so you're not running around looking for stuff while you're trying to cook and things are cooking and then you don't have an ingredient. Then you look like a fool. Believe me, I've been there before. I still can do that pretty well too. But in a restaurant, it's very important because you're cooking, some nights you're making 90 to 100 dishes in a 3 or 4 hour period, and you don't want to run out of everything. So you're spending the first half of your shift cutting up vegetables, cutting up meat, cutting up cheese, whatever you're going to need, making sure your oils are, and also your equipment too. Make sure you got all your pans, make sure you got all your, your oil and your butter and, whatever you're going to have. You pretty much do a stock item on what you're making. Every dish you make, so you're in saute, you got to make sure you got all your saute stuff. If you work on the grill, you make sure you got all the stuff you're going to need where you work on the grill station. If you work on the fryer station, you make sure you got all your stuff for the fryer. So it's called mise en place. Very important term. So if you ever hear it, now you know what it means. Also, sharp knives are pretty important too. All right, I've got my gloves on. I've got the food that we've cut up. I'm going to add a little bit of this Italian seasoning. It's got basil, oregano, thyme, a little bit of rosemary in there, fresh garlic. I encourage fresh herbs whenever you get the chance to use them. Fresh herbs whenever you get the chance to use them. Salt and pepper. The reason I like fresh herbs is because the flavor is more prominent and you can actually taste. There's nothing wrong with the ones you buy in your sports spice shelf, believe me. But it's just so much better if you can buy fresh herbs. They're a little more expensive, but they are definitely worth it. I've got gloves on to mix these up because with all these little spices all over my hands and the oils of the vegetable, I don't want to have to wash my hands and get all that out. So there we go. We have our vegetables are all mixed up and ready to go into the saute pan. Next we have, and the reason we did this raw vegetables first, because we're working with raw meat. And raw meat's going to be the last thing we prep because you don't want to start with that because then you got to sanitize your whole station down again. And it's just easier to do it this way. Timing is everything. Mise en place timing. Salt and pepper on the chicken breast. I'll do both sides. I put a little bit on the plate. You see what I did there? A little bit on the plate. Now when we get over to the grill station, I'll just put it right there and put it right on the grill. Little trick. Anyway, mise en place is an important thing we learned right now. Literally means mess in its place. So you get all your ingredients you're going to use, all your inventory, all your stock, all your tools and utensils and everything you need. Have them ready to go. So you're ready to go. Yeah, you're ready to go. Have them ready to go. Mise en place. All right. Now we're going to head to the grill and cook this stuff up. I have the chicken right here. Like I said, I put the salt and pepper on the plate. And I can just take it like that, and I can get the salt and pepper on the second part of the plate. I'm just going to hit it with a little oil on the grill, and I'm going to put that right on there. Oh, you can hear that cooking. See how I'm using tongs so I don't get my hands dirty. I'm going to cover that right up. Got that. Had to get it to the dishwasher over there. Got the dirty dishes. There we go. Listen to that cook. Now we're going to turn our attention over to the saute pan. I've got water going in the pot behind it. That's for our couscous. Better get that box out of there before it catches fire, huh? Anyway, that's our couscous. It's a grain / pasta. Comes from the Middle East, Africa, Middle East, parts of Europe. Very big staple, very big staple. Made with a lot of meats, stews, and sauces, but not sauces, but stews and soups and things back in there. Very good food. A little different from rice and potatoes that we have here in America. So I thought I'd give it a try. Do a little something weird on It's Only Food to start it out. This is our first show, by the way. I thank you for tuning in. All right, now we've got our pan on for the saute. I want to kick that on and get the pan hot. You don't want your food sitting in oil until it gets hot. You want it to hit the oil while it's hot to start the cooking right away. You don't want it sitting in there getting all full of oil. Now I'm going to take and flip these chicken breasts over. Oh, it smells good, looks good. It's getting there. Put it again with a little water, get some steam action going in there. All right, we got our water boiling for the couscous. So this stuff cooks pretty fast. I don't need to simmer this little bit. I got 2 cups of water for 10 ounces of couscous. So we're just going to add that in there. It's kind of like grits. It reminds me a little bit about grits. But there you go. We got that going. We got a hot pan. Take a little bit of the water. Throw it in there. Here it goes. Means it's ready to go. There we go. Here we go. Now watch, this is the best part. Yeah. Yeah, I love the saute. I love the colors. I love the bright, vibrant flavor. Really adds a lot of appeal to the dish. The smell. It's going to go real nice with the chicken. You can smell the garlic. You see all the different colors in there. That's beautiful. So there's many ways we can plate this up, and we are going to show you that too. You can actually cut the chicken up and slide it right in with the vegetables and the couscous and make almost like a little saute, a little bit of a stir fry. Or you can, you know, have it all separate on a plate. You can actually, you know, that's what I think they do a lot in the Middle East, is they mix it all together with the couscous, made a stew. But we're going to do a little something different. As soon as this is done cooking, we'll plate it up. Once again, I'd like to thank the good folks here at Edgewood Senior Living in Blaine for allowing us to come into the kitchen and tape this show, and also the people at Northwest Metro TV in Blaine too, for allowing us the equipment and the time and the training to actually produce something like this. We appreciate that. Yep, and we're gonna take the food. It's all cooked now. It's looking good. All the little ingredients are all mixed together and looking good. Couscous is nice and fluffy. So we're gonna take the food over. We're gonna plate it up. All right, we are good to go with plating it up. Got a nice plate right here. And what I think we'll do here is I'll put a little couscous right on the end of the plate. Like that. Take some of the vegetables. Just kind of hit it onto the plate. Oh, you get a chicken breast. We're going to cut it against the grain. I'm going to do a little bit like that. A little bit hot to cut. I'm just going to put that right on top of the vegetables. I'm going to hit it with some green onions on the top. A little Parmesan cheese. And then what I like to do with a little bit of balsamic vinegar on there. There you go. Get a little shot of that. I hope I can get a good shot. That it is the couscous with the vegetables and the chicken. Maybe I should set that down and try to do a shot with it on there where I can see what I'm doing here. Yeah. Back out. This is a fun thing to do. I need to get a crew. But hey, it's our first show, and it is just, it's only food, right? It's just only food. Okay, I'm going to do another presentation. We've got a round plate right here. Get this right out of the way. White plate. Make sure that's balanced. Centered right in there. Yep. Like I said, you can mix it all up, or you can make a stir fry. You can do whatever you want, because it is only food, right? It's only food. It's the whole premise of this show, is to not be afraid of it. Do whatever you want with it. Don't let anybody tell you what you can and can't do with it. Unless, of course, they're your boss and you're working in a restaurant. Then it's a little bit different. The chicken breast right on top there. Give it a nice little touch like that. Hit it again with a little bit of the balsamic. It's a balsamic vinaigrette. It's been reduced down. A little bit of green onions on top. Give it a little bit different flair, different look. You know, it's up to you. You can do whatever you want. The food is the star of the show. So there it is. Now let's close out and eat some of this. All right, well there it is. We got our first show under the wraps. It's in the can, as they say in the business. I'd like to thank you at home for watching. It was my privilege to bring you It's Only Food in its first production. We will get better as soon as I find a director, a writer, a cameraman, a producer, a best boy, and a key grip. I think we'll be okay, but I'm doing all that right now, so bear with me. But it was fun. And I'd like to thank the people at North Metro Television for allowing us to do this with their equipment and teaching me how to do this so I can actually wrap all this up and make a show, hopefully enjoyable. We'll work on this together. We're going to do a whole lot of these, so they're going to get better each time. I also like to thank the people here at Edgewood Senior Living in Blaine for allowing me to come in and do this. And also, I would just like to thank you at home for tuning in to watch. I hope I taught you a little bit. Don't forget, it's only food. Have fun and stay hungry. Take care.
Well, let me show 'em something. You hear that beat bumping, bumping from the soul kitchen. Now what you fixing up? Good food, soul food, come and pick it up. These rappers don't listen, well let me show 'em something. You hear that beat bumping, bumping from the soul kitchen. Yeah. Now what you fixing up? Good food, soul food, come and pick it up. Hey yo, I never been so paid that I could forget. All I could remember is the whole days. Not a damn thing in that stove days. Turbulent home days. Sometimes I used to run with my homemades. I'm still high in the pearls and dropping them gems. Hatred, I took it out on the world. All I got in me is my balls and my honesty. Visions of the dynasty crumbling right before I come up in daydreams often. Night times wondering how I can stand proud and not succumb to this. No perfection, that's what a blunder is. You do dirt, you might end up under it. So I took heed to the guttery, did what I wanted did. Had I not had no love for them, and the outcome, I'm still struggling. These rappers don't listen, well let me show 'em something. You hear that beat bumping, bumping from the soul kitchen. Now what you fixing up? Good food, soul food, come and pick it up. These rappers don't listen, well let me show 'em something. You hear that beat bumping, bumping from the soul kitchen. Now what you fixing up? Good food, soul food, come and pick it up.